start talking. And you can ignore them because if they like you, they're gonna be okay with you talking with this girl. So you talk with this one, they're gonna talk, you can isolate. You will see what's gonna happen every so and then. Those two girls will leave you alone, they're gonna go somewhere. By going away, they're saying, we think he's okay for you. That's some communication they're sending to this girl. It's basically saying, yeah, we like this guy and we think it's okay. Once they leave, they're giving you the opportunity to kiss her, to do something. They're gonna give you maybe 5-10 minutes max. In those 5 minutes, you must do something. So when you notice they are leaving, they leave you alone, it's a signal from them. Use it. 3 steps is the easiest thing to do alone. You take one, those two talk. Easy. When there is a 4 or more girls, actually the rule is, the more girls in a set you have, the easier it gets. Because there's always going to be one who's going to be bored. This one is your door. That's your door to enter the group. So you enter here because she's bored. And that's a rule of big groups. In the big groups, there's always one girl who's going to be bored. She's going to be kind of out. Approach her, and that's your doors to the set. So you get her going, you start show here, and then you start inviting this girl, eventually you move towards the target, whatever is your target. That's simple. So the bigger group it is, the easier it gets. The rule of mixed groups, which means when you have a guy inside the group, is to approach him first. So you have 2 girls, for example, and a guy. You approach him, and then basically use some logical opener like, hey man, let me ask you something, you look cool. What are the best clubs to go out tonight? He's gonna say go to club, wherever. And then you do transition to girls. Hey girls, is the club whatever good? They're gonna say yes or no. And then you can use another opener or just change the topic to something more emotional. So so basically you position yourself here, so he's out. And you use emotion. You use emotional talk to kind of push him away because he's not going to be able to talk about emotions. Most guys, they're not able. So you use kind of emotions to get him out from a group. So logic on guys, logic to transition, and then change to emotions. Talk about emotions, how you feel when you go to clubs, this energy. He's gonna think that's gay. And he's gonna feel stupid because most guys, they have nothing to do with emotions. See, girls go out in groups, and managing those groups, controlling those groups, can be pain in the ass. Some groups you're gonna be able to do alone, like a group of 2 girls, 3 girls. For some groups, you will need to have a friend who's gonna help you. Basically, the friend who helps you in picking up girls, we call wing. And wing is a guy who is educated, who knows what to do with the girls, who knows when to isolate, who knows what's going on. See, if you don't like going out alone, you should train one of the guys to be a wingman. And training can be pain in the ass. See, not any guy, not any your friend is going to be a good wing. Those guys from childhood, guys who go for a beer and talk about the cars and football, they're not good wings. Good wings are the guys who are good with girls. Guy who knows something about a pickup. Those guys, they are very easy to train. And once you train those guys, it's going to be excellent. And that's what you want. First time you go out, don't expect it's going perfect. It takes some time to develop strategies, signals, to develop this common sense. Group of 2 is the easiest to do with a wing. 2 girls, 2 guys. It's cliche. The proper way of doing this is like when there's a delay between your approach and your wing. So you never come together. You always do with a gap in between, with a time delay. So something like this. You have 2 girls. You approach first. You position yourself here. You talk with both of them, and then you focus on the target, which is left girl. While focusing on her, you talk with her and then you go around her, which is called 2-step isolation. You lean back against the bar, so she's gonna turn towards you. Then, 45 seconds later, your wing comes in to this girl. She's bored now. He approaches and like, looks like my friend is ignoring you. I'll talk with you. And then he does 2 steps isolation, leans back here. So she turns towards him. So take a look, now you created the gap between them. You kind of isolate them, which is just partial isolation. So the next step will be, you do 1 step back here, he does 1 step back here. So you create even bigger gap between them. Slowly you're isolating them. So isolation kind of takes time. They get used to be away from each other more and more. See, group of 3 with a wing is hard because if you take one, your wing will take those 2 girls. Problem starts when you choose one and you choose the other one. And the third one is going to be alone and she's going to take all the girls away. So one of you needs to sacrifice himself and take those 2. So in a theory, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. You approach first. Usually you approach between girls that have the highest energy. So those 2. Then you take your target, let's say this one. Your wing comes in and takes those 2. Now you can play that you are the best friends, or you can play that you don't know each other. It's up to you. Both ways works. Both ways are okay. It's up to you. You're gonna play that you know each other, or you're total strangers. See, group of 3 goes together with a wing. It can be pain in the ass. Because one of you needs to sacrifice himself for the other one. So it means if you go take a target, he needs to take those 2 girls and occupy them until you're doing your job on the target. So it's going to look like this. You have 3 girls. You come in first. Usually you approach where the highest energy. There's going to be highest energy between, let's say, those 2 girls. You approach here, you take those 2 girls, hands are on them, talk with them. Basically you're talking with all 3, and then you choose your target, let's say this one. 45 seconds later, your friend, your wing, is coming from other side and approaches those 2, and he's taking care of those two while you are seducing this one. The problem starts if he takes this one, for example, and you this one is gonna be free, bored, alone, and she's gonna take all the group away. So now we're gonna show you how to do a mixed group. Means when there's a guy inside, and you can use your wing to occupy the guy. So, for example, you have two girls and a guy. Your wing comes in first. Occupy this guy. Just into boring logical conversation. So with the guys, topics are boring, logical, like sports, music, clubs, cars, football, sports, girls, any logical. You can occupy him with logical questions, just like keep his brain rolling so he cannot proceed what's happening on the other side. And then you come on the other side, open those two girls, which is now basically the group of two. You talk with both of them, you choose a target. In this scenario, usually one of two girls is the girlfriend, his girlfriend. So before you go in, you should screen. Is there any connection between him and one of the girls? If there is, choose the other girl, because probably she's a third wheel. That means her friend bring her along to the club because she has no boyfriend, she's lonely. So basically just search for any physical contact between guy and one of the girls. If you see guy is more intimate with this girl, that's boyfriend, girlfriend. So you approach, you talk with both of them, you take this one. If the guy likes you, she likes you, she's easy. Make sure your wing occupies this guy all the time until you are taking your phone out. Something more from this girl. When girls are at a table, sitting down, talking, as soon as you enter the room, scream for the chair. Where is the chair you're gonna sit? So it's gonna look like this. We have a table with 3 girls. This is your chair. So while walking towards the table, scream for the chair. Just while walk, millisecond, scream for the chair so you know the chair is down there. When you get here, put your hands here and here. So you show the dominance above the table. So you cannot ignore you. You project confidence, and dominance and power, which equals attraction from her side. Talk with all 3 of them. Keep eye contact with all 3. Ask them a question. Tell a story. While telling a story, walk backwards, get a chair, and sit here. So you're in a center of attention. Talk with all 3 of them for a minute or 2. Once they like you, start choosing. Start focusing on your target. So if this one is your target, move conversation towards her.